All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Boromisa, and I represent an early-stage company out of San Francisco called Avisell. So how many of you think you've overpaid for airfare at some point in your life? Maybe to get here. Is airfare costly? How many times have you had to compromise and maybe take an early departure just to get a cheap ticket? It's kind of a pain, and often this sort of manifests itself as a problem of fixed inventory, or the fact that airlines have to sell seats up to a year in advance and have to price it by kind of predicting the future. So often they sell seats cheaply, really far out, maybe 10, 11 months in advance for €100. As the plane fills up, they have to ration finite and diminishing inventory closer into departure. So as you get closer to departure, fares get really expensive, and sometimes flights sell out. So in this case, maybe the flight's sold out, and this business traveler that wants to fly, two days in advance to get to, say, the Slush Festival can't get on the flight. We think this is a huge missed opportunity. Once the plane is full, they can't sell any more seats. So we've developed a solution where we can target passengers on those full or oversold flights and incentivize them to change their flight with an offer. Maybe it's cash compensation, maybe it's frequent flyer miles, an upgrade, all sorts of ancillaries. And we think that rather than contacting passengers when they get to the airport, when they get to the gate, they've packed their bags, they've gone through security, that's really disruptive. So we've developed a system that contacts passengers via email, chat, SMS, through the app, 2 to 5 days before departure. So we're taking a bad situation and turning it into a great marketing opportunity. It's a good touch point for the airline to offer an interesting taste of a different experience or compensation and solving a problem proactively. If the passengers are flexible, they can take the alternate flight and get rewarded. And there's a huge market precedent for this. Uber, Hotel Tonight, Airbnb, and StubHub have all found creative ways of monetizing underutilized inventory. And we think we can do the same thing by pairing oversold and sold out high-demand flights with underutilized flights throughout the rest of the schedule, say on Tuesday mornings, Wednesday afternoons, times that aren't peak travel periods. So this is how it would work. Let's say Monday and Wednesday were both full flights, and Tuesday was a little light. Right now, airlines can't sell any more seats on those flights, but with Avisell, we can incentivize passengers to move to Tuesday, and both Monday and Wednesday now have seats available for passengers at any given time. And this is great for corporate travelers, executives, families, people in emergencies. Flexible passengers can be rewarded as an untapped resource. And we think that our secret sauce, compared to our competitors, is that we are trying to target exactly the right passenger with the right offer at the right time. So using machine learning to select what kind of offer they get, what passenger is targeted, not spamming everyone, but with a relevant offer. So something like, if it's a 6 a.m. departure, it'll say, want to sleep in. If we know that the passenger is going to their home airport, it might say, get home a day earlier, get home in time for dinner. And it's a huge opportunity. 1 in 6 flights are sold out before departure. And the top 220 airports have no additional landing slots. You can't land more aircraft, they're full. And airlines can't just buy new aircraft or larger aircraft. That takes years to happen and about $500 million. And finally, 80 of the top 100 carriers currently oversell their flights, but it's a really manual process when they do. And it usually means that the passenger is stranded and they have to pay out a large amount of money due to EU 261 or Department of Transportation guidelines in the US. And so we're targeting 58 million tickets per year to resell. And on average, we think we can make the airlines €195 per ticket resold. And we would split that additional revenue with them as part of our commercial model. We think this is an elegant solution, and it's a benefit to both passengers and airlines and smooths the travel experience for everyone. We'd love to show you a demo. This is a shot of the product. And thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
So why can't airlines do this for themselves? And aren't they highly statistical anyway and have much more data than you can ever get out of them as a third party?
So I've gotten that question before. We've actually validated this with 45 different airlines and are in pilot talks with 8 right now. Frankly, most airlines just don't have, they're very human capacity or labor constrained. They don't have large marketing teams. They don't have machine learning teams. And so we see ourselves as an offer platform that bridges that gap where we can target passengers, not everyone on the plane, but the 5 flexible passengers we think have, resemble flexible passengers in the past. And so by building that capability as sort of a marketing and offering platform, airlines are pretty comfortable with buying that type of, or establishing that type of vendor relationship, at least in the conversations we've had so far. So.
do you plug into Sabre? How do you get the data about what's oversold and what's undersold, et cetera?
Right. It's actually usually with revenue management systems. So Sabre and Amadeus do have products in that space, and we've been talking with them about interfacing with their APIs. And then there's two other vendors called RMS and Pros that also interface, and we build adapters basically to work with those vendors. But that's often, they're at the behest of the airline, so if the airline requests it, then they will work with us.
Awesome, and that is the time. Big thanks to Avisell and Eric.